It is Cristiano. GG. Congratulations here to Cristiano. Cristiano, he does walk away 5 USD richer. This week, Cristiano, he did go down to who exactly? Let me just double check. He went down to Percival. He went down to Percival in the quarterfinals, but he does walk away a little bit richer here with some prize money with 5 USD. So congratulations to Percival as we are getting into the grand finals. It's going to be a best of 5, and spawning in the right hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss. We have the Blue Protoss. For Virtus Pro, it is Classic. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our best of 5. Remember, it's going to be a best of 5, not a best of 3. So a longer series between these two players, and they both have their strengths, they both have their weaknesses. I did mention that Classic, he has the best late game PvZ in the world. If he can get there, then there's none other like him. So that's going to be where he is at his best, is at his strongest. At the same time, though, Solar is a much more aggressive player, typically, I will say. And I do expect to see aggression out of Solar here on Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored here, so I would give the edge to Solar at least in game 1, assuming that we do end up in a standard game state. So it's going to be up to Classic to defend, to survive. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of our 2 players. Whereas Gate Expand out of Classic. So far so good. So we're settling in. Players are building up. We go. Likewise, we have a Stargate opener out of Classic, so going for a standard opener as well. Again, Stargate into Oracle into our 3rd base. We expect to see a standard build out of Classic, which we never saw at all out of Nightmare. It just never happened. Never happened with Nightmare, but we expect it here from Classic. We'll see how Solar does mix things up. Now getting his 3rd. And journey. Meanwhile, shout out to the tune. Now, something that I also didn't get to mention as we load into the grand finals here, first things first, is that for the remainder of the year, ever since September of this year, we have had and we will be having monthly finals. So remember, this tournament, this is a weekly Open Cup, and it does lead into a monthly finals that our players do actually compete towards. So we're building up towards our monthly finals. And of course, these top players will be getting points to be invited into those finals as well. So depending on how the results do unfold and who shows up next week as well, you know, we could see someone like Classic, Solar, even both of them make it through. We'll see. Alongside other top players. Likewise, if you want to support this tournament, if you want to support the players, the Ducklings, and the tournament series, Patreon. Patreon is the place to be. ! Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon is designed to fund this tournament series. The Tuna Cup is grown through Patreon, so you can help support us. And help us grow the Tuna Cup. Right now we have monthly finals, but only for the remainder of the year, just because of a very generous donation in the chat. We got 2,000 USD was donated, and that is split up between all 4 months. So we have $500 prize pools for September, October, November, and December. So thanks to our very generous donator, we're able to actually host these monthlies for the rest of the year. But when it comes to 2026, it's all done via Patreon. So if you want to help us grow our tournament, if you want to help us grow the Tuna Cup, then supporting us on Patreon will help a lot. And also, thank you so much to all the current patrons. Thank you so much to all our patrons. We've been getting a lot of support this year in our Patreon. We've been growing our tournament a lot as well. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. For now, we do have the early Evo Chamber into +1 melee, so Ling Hydra out of Solar. Lings they perk out, so we do have a standard blink timing here. I don't see a Forge though. Hello. Okay, okay. I see you. A couple of things. So far, Solo going for a very standard play. Very standard play here. Early Eva Chamber +1 melee into a lair. So it's going to be Ling Hydra out of Solar. Meanwhile, Classic is going for a very late Forge. Very late Forge here. Solo goes in, confirms no Forge in the main base. Now, if we were going for no Forge entirely, I would assume Gateway Explosion into an 8k 3 base all-in. That would be my assumption out of Classic. But he does go for a delayed Forge at the natural, so he's still investing a little bit further ahead, a little bit. So far, building up to 5 gateways. I did mention earlier that aggression is going to be favored on this map, and then we do have a Baneling Nest as well for Solar, so it's going to be Ling Bane Hydra, not just Ling Hydra. He's building up his Banelings. Blink is almost done. And ideally, Blink finishes in time for Classic to push out towards the 4th base and try to force a cancel. But I'm not so sure he can, to be honest. Here comes that Hydra Den. Stalkers are amassing. And as you mentioned, Classic, it's time to apply pressure. It's time to try to force a cancel on the 4th. So Classic is moving out. Does move out. I believe he was able to catch a couple of tumors. And he wants to have... Oh, he blinks in! Yeah, he goes for the dive. But he gets around it. He gets around it, though. He gets punished. Where's the Oracle? No Oracle's aboard either. A lot of Stalkers are going to be falling. The Lings, they move down to low ground. They move down. And it's going to be a lot of losses here. Yes, some brutal losses here for Classic. Already losing how many? Losing 5 Stalkers already. Ay, ay, ay. Losing 6, 7 Stalkers going down, and with that Classic, he's completely shut down. This was not worth it. This was not worth it going for early Blink. He failed to break the 4th base. He failed to force a cancel or to kill. And Solo's looking very comfortable here. He's droning, saturating. Massing up his Ling Bane Hydra. At this point, I don't think we'll see an Infestation Pits. He may just cut the pit, cut Hive Tech, cut Lurkers, and just go for a Lair Tech all-in instead. Okay, he may just stay on Lair Tech. Catching out more Stalkers. Oh, God. That's 3 more Stalkers going down. And Solo, he should just snowball out of control from here. I don't see a world where Classic can save this 4th base. No shot. I mean, Storm will help, true. Storm is on the way. But we spoke about how open these bases are and how difficult it is to defend. And we're about to see that. About to see that. How many had Templar? 6. Jesus. Okay, so 6 Templar, 6 Storms. That's what we're expecting out of a Classic. Do you see Solo going for a run by? Baneling speed is done. Yep, there we go. Here come the Banelings. Banelings are morphing in. Lings, they're baiting out stasis traps. Dragging away the Zealots. Solo, he's almost maxed out. Remember, he's looking to max out on Lair Tech. On Ling Bane Hydra. Banes are rolling in. There are some defensive Storms. Yeah, just in time. Nice defense. Classic defense is 3rd base. And now it's all about the 4th. Another Baneling run by. Storm zones away. And remember, the supply does tell a story here, but Classic, the longer he holds on, the better it's going to be. Ooh, Banelings, they crash in. They catch most Templar. The Storms have been connecting. Oh, God, he just... Oh, Jesus. He just takes the Storms to the face. He just takes it. Banelings are rolling to the mineral line. Ling Hydra is breaking through. Now 0 Storms. 0 Storms left. Without Storms, Classic, he cannot defend. He cannot hold on. And he shouldn't. Shouldn't be able to defend here. Nice target firing out of Classic. Does focus out most of the Hydras. Very nice. Okay. Classic is holding on. Here comes a Fleet Beacon. Getting into Sky Toss. Getting into the Mothership. Classic, he saves the expansion. But his high tempo count was reset. So Classic needs time. He needs more time. The Bailings. Classic does pull back. Nice control. Toss spread to the mineral line. But against Solar, he should still have enough to break this position. Oof. And Bailings crash in. Takes down those Zealots. Archon falls as well. No High Templar, no Storm. And the Link Hydra's barely breaking in. Okay, not the cleanest assault here by Solar, but it's good enough. GG gets called. Solar, he breaks through, and Solar takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Solar does take lead in the series, and again, just a really rough start for Classic. Classic going for early Blink, going for the early Stalker move out. The goal there, if you remember, was to break the 4th base, and he went for the crazy move of blinking forward. Remember, he blinked forward into the 4th expansion, into the Mass Link. There were Lings waiting for the Stalkers, and Classic was punished. That blink cost him, was it 7 Stalkers? 7 Stalkers went down in that first attack. And that took away a lot of momentum, that took away a lot of the bites behind Classic's build, and that was game. That was game then and there. The game continued, of course, but Classic was playing from behind. It was playing from behind. After the early blink timing failed, and now we're loading into game number 2. Gonna be loading into Celestial Enclave. Okay, let's go. What? Let's go. Celestial Enclave is one of the larger maps in the map pool, very large map, known for longer and later games. We'll get into it. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Celestial Enclave, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is a Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss for Virtus Pro. It is Classic. Here we go. Welcome to Celestial Enclave, where we do have a pocket base. We have a pocket expansion here on the left-hand side. We have a very secure natural as well. So again, this is one of, if not the largest map in the map pool. Massive map, a lot of bases, a lot of expansions. Ideally, you want to be saving this pocket base for later. You want to save it as a 4th or as a 5th base. You don't want to take it early on. That'd be a waste. So we're going to be holding on to that. We have our natural on the way. And the Classic should be expanding linearly. Now, what I will say here is it's quite difficult to actually defend specifically on 5 bases, or on anything more than 3.5, right? Like here we have our 3 base setup. Even here, the low ground expansion is exposed. We have the low ground here on the left, we have the low ground here on the right. Very open, a lot of angles of attack. It is going to be difficult here to defend, to be a turtling player from the side of Classic. It's not as bad as Tourmaline. I would say that Tourmaline is more open and more exposed. So, you know, the map was working against Classic in game 1. Here, I think it's going to be a little bit better for Classic, but we'll see how Solar approaches. So now we're opening up. I can't imagine that Classic's going to go for the same early blink timing. No shot. So we shouldn't be seeing the same build as last game. Shouldn't be. Are there like 4 tournaments happening at once right now? No shot. Unironically, I mean, hey, the weekends, I mean, right now there's just so much StarCraft going on. The weekends are stacked. There's unironically 4 tournaments happening at once. We have RSL, which is currently going on. We have the Tuna Cup, we have Wardy's Korean Royale, and we have Kung Fu Cup. Yeah, it's curious. There's 4 events happening at once. Aye. All the StarCraft. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. For now, though, we do have our Stargate opener. Stargate into Phoenix, not into Oracle first. Okay, you have my attention. Aztec Classic. Just looked over from Marcel. Yeah, and Kung Fu Cup. Don't forget Kung Fu Cup. It's also ongoing. So 4 tournaments at once. Just use 4 monitors. True, true. Aye, aye, aye. As we're going for the pocket base as a third base option. Interesting. Does go for the pocket. Classic will be very secure on 3 bases, true. Very secure. Zero does take a lot of hits, but does pull away in time. Once again, we do have our Evo Chamber, and once again, we should be working towards +1 melee. Oh, wait, no, sorry, did cancel. Okay. Cancel the Evo Chamber. Gonna be joining up. Lair first out of Solar. Without the Evo Chamber, there's actually a high chance this could be 2-base Muta. Like, we could be going for a very fast Spire here. Yeah, more bases on the way, taking extra gases. Is it going to be Spire, or is it going to be the Hydra Den? Show us what you got. Tempted Ling Rumbys. Yeah, more gas is being taken. This has to be Spire, right? Show us the Mutas. Ooh, never mind. Okay, it's going to be Hydras. Now, based on how much gas there is being taken and based on the fact that there's no Evo Chamber, it looks like this might just be a Hydra Den into Infestation Pit, into Lurker Den, into Hive. So we'll see how tech heavy this is going to be for Solar, just because he has so much gas. So I'm expecting further tech here. Otherwise, technically, there is a style that Solo was very fond of like a year ago, where he goes for only Hydra upgrades, no Evo Chamber, no +1, no nothing, just purely Ling Hydra all in, without Banelings either. So no Banelings, no upgrades, no lair. Sorry, I meant to say no Lurkers. Pure just Ling Hydra. I remember he was very fond of it at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. And that's what we're seeing. Okay, let's go. So it's going to be the Ling Hydra all in. Hydra's already moving out. Lings are reinforcing. And one way or another, this is meant to end the game. Either Solo kills his opponent or he dies trying. Back at home, we do see Storm is ready. Oof. Yeah, Storm is going to be ready for this. Here comes the rally. Just rallying everything across the map. And can Solo end the game? First Storm. First Storm with the Zerglings. Another Storm again. Lings get shut down. Oh, the High Templar they overextend. Losing 1. Losing 2. 2 High Templar go down. Miscontrol of the Classic. And I believe that's the final Storm. Yeah, the final Storm. And remember, Solar, he's not stopping. He's rallying everything across the map. Cutting works at 63. That is under 3-base saturation. Oh, nice punish though. Catching out 3-4 Hydras. Expensive losses here for Solar. Classic trying to be proactive. But his Solar, is he running out of steam too heavily here? Oh, a brutal blink. He's crazy. Yeah, blinks on forward. He will lose all the Stalkers. That was not worth it. Yeah, not worth it whatsoever. And Solar, he's done it. He has broken Classic. As Classic gets punished, blinked into the army, and he will lose everything. The Stalkers are going down. The Archons, the High Templar. Ay, ay, ay. And again, this all-in is just snowballing out of control. Solar is still just rallying. The Hydra's getting low. Catching up more Stalkers. And again, there's no splash damage, right? There's no splash damage, no storm, no Archons. Stalker's Head barely hanging on, just barely. Blinks in, catching out 3 more Hydras. But the rally does not stop, not at all. Yeah, he's not stopping, starts stepping in, getting into the mineral line. There's nowhere to blink away to. As the Hydras are within range. And again, this build was very popular last year, or beginning of this year as well. GG gets called. Solar he overwhelms, and Solar he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. And again, the goal here for Solar is to stop Classic from ever getting into a 4-base setup in towards the late game, to make sure that there's never any Sky Toss to worry about. So far, 2 2-base all-ins, and sorry, 2 all-ins, I should say. And we should be seeing another one coming into Game 3. And we'll see if Classic can survive. We'll see what map we load into. As, oof, we're loading into Ruby Rock. Honestly, this is one of the more aggressive maps out there. We've seen many a German taxi on Ruby Rock already. We could see one again here. Oh boy. As we load in. But once again, this map does have a much more exposed 3rd base, a much more exposed 4th base as well. Much more accessible. And we'll see what kind of build Solo goes for this time. We'll see. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we do have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg. For Team Falcons, leading the series 2-0, it is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is a classic. Here we go. And again, depending on the maps, these all-ins are more favored here. We spoke earlier how specifically on Celestial Enclave, the low ground linear 3rd base is much more open, much more exposed, and we saw how difficult it was for Classic to defend, specifically at that low ground expansion. And welcome to Ruby Rock. And I feel like based on how this series has been progressing, we should be talking about the defensive nature here of this map and how open it is. Specifically the 3rd base. This 3rd base here has a very wide entrance coming into the 3rd base. Likewise, there's no ramp. There is a ramp here towards the top side, but reinforcements rally typically comes in towards the left or comes in from the top side instead of the center of the map. So there is a ramp somewhat, but the entrance here is still very wide, so an arc here of Hydras can get a lot of value, a lot of surface area on the base itself. Likewise, you can rotate to the top side and push in towards the natural, so a very accessible natural, very accessible 3rd base here on Ruby Rock. On top of that, the rush distance is very direct. I did mention earlier, we've seen many a Queen-based all-in. We've seen many a German taxi on Ruby Rock. So we're expecting aggression again out of Solar. And we'll see if Classic can survive. We'll see if we can defend. When it comes to some of the other maps in the map pool that would be more favorable towards Classic, I would imagine they were vetoed, but I'm thinking of maps like White Rabbit, for example. Taito would be a little bit more quirky. I don't think I've seen enough games on Taito Citadel yet, but I know that it's been vetoed a lot because of its quirky nature. True. I'm thinking of White Rabbit, I'm thinking of even 10,000 Feet, I feel like would be favoring Classic a little bit more. There's another that's slipping my mind. What am I thinking of? Winter Madness, that's it. So White Rabbits, Winter Madness, 10,000 Feet. But we haven't gotten to any of those maps yet. And I would imagine that Solar's going to be vetoing the maps I just mentioned. True, true. For now, Stargate. Stargate opener out of Classic. So far, Classic just going for the Oracle, expanding, getting his third base. So far, standard build here out of Classic. And we're waiting to see the Evo Chamber timing out of... speaking of, there you go. Unlike the last game, we have an Evo Chamber. So +1 melee. +1 melee is on the way. Solo going into Ling Hydra, if not Ling Bane Hydra. See something more standard out of Solar. Those are going to be zoned away. Going to be forced back. There's a melee upgrade. We see a standard follow-up out of Classic. Going for the Forge, going for the Twilight Council. And we do see a safety Roach Horn out of Solar. He might actually make use of it. I'm curious here. I spoke earlier about German taxis, and we've seen a lot of them here on this map. So that's going to be an option, but I don't think it really coincides too well here with melee. Oh, Jesus, a very tech-heavy style. So Blink is on the way. Forge, Fast Templar Archives into Fast Storm. So Classic rushing into Storm. Let's say get into the mineral line. So far, getting 3 drone kills. Just 3. Drones are going to be going down. Oh. Nice Ras here out of Classic. Gets in. Gets 2 more. Delaying more mining time. Lair is almost done. I'd say shade into the main. The Sendlings are keeping up. And Solo will defend. Oh, and that I was not expecting. Okay, I was expecting to see a Hydrogen, but no, we have Roach Speed on the way, and we are in fact going into Mutas. Interesting. Usually we expect to see Muta play on some of the larger maps in the map pool. To see it here on a smaller map is very bold. It's a very bold move. Very risky play here by Solar. Bearing in mind that we already have Blink Stalkers. Storm is going to be done in time as well. It's going to be a lot of anti-air here for Classic. So very risky. Classic is taking his 4th base. And we'll see how Solo does respond. Now, so far, even though there's a lot of anti-air, I mean, there's been no scouting, so there's no reaction, there's no setup into the bases. I'm referring to cannons, shield batteries to defend the natural, to defend the main base. So Classic is still very vulnerable to mutas. His economy, at least. Now, the scariest moment soon is going to be the mutas they can harass. That's true, they can move out. This is still a very terrifying main army, though, for Classic. He's got, what, 4 High Templar. He's got a lot of Storms banked up as well. Classic is pushing. Remember, this map has a shorter rush distance by ground. It is a smaller map compared to Celestial Enclave or Winter Madness or Mothership. He's turtling. Oof, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to get away with, I should say. Classic is going to try to turtle up into Sky Toss. You can see he's throwing down cannons, throwing down shield batteries. He's trying to wall up. Mutas, they go into the main. The main base does have 1 cannon to help defend. But Mutas, they get in. They're going for the cannon. Cannon will go down. A couple of defensive Stalkers at the same time. Lings, they do catch a High Templar. Nicely done. Templar, ooh, does fall. And so far, these Mutas, they do get a full scout. Phoenixes are on the way. 8, 9, 10, 11, bro, God. 11 probes go down. At the same time, though, that's going to be so many dead Mutas. And so he commits. He's maxed. He's maxed out. Hey, we spoke about a German taxi. It is going to be a Roach Queen Walker across the map. Going for the third base. There are a lot of storms. Oof. Storms are connecting. Oof, some brutal storms as well. Queens left alone. Every queen will fall. More storms on the roaches. And the mutas are going to be thrown away. Oh, we're setting in the storms. Oh, God. Is there one more? There is. Storms, they melt the roaches. They're so low. Incredibly low on HP. And again, Solo takes a very careless fight into the storms. Classic's holding. He's holding on. Meanwhile, Solar, he has no further tech. You can see here he has no +2. He has no hive on the way. Solar, he has to end the game with this push. He has to end it. Okay, roaches are going for the mineral line. We get past the cannons. The main army once again has a decent angle of attack. Ugh, still running through the storms, and there's what, one storm left? No, actually two. There's one more. There it is, the final storm. So he does still have a very nice angle of attack that we spoke about. We spoke about how open this third base is. It's so open. And this base should fall. Yeah, Solo, he has too much. He has far too much here. Breaks the Archon. Breaks through the expansion. Piles are connecting. That's still a lot of Blink Stalkers. Diving on the Ravagers. Okay. Does dive in. Lings are trickling forward, though. And a Spear Stalker. Yeah, Spear Stalker defense. Lings, they trade so well against this. Can he get the Nexus? He just gets the arm. He gets both. He gets both. Trades with the army. Expansion goes down. And yes, a carrier has arrived, but it's just one. Just one carrier. Remember, there's a Spire because of the mutas earlier. Corruptors are on the way. And Classic, he failed to defend his third. I mean, Classic probably had the best fight he could have hoped for, right? Like, we saw so many storms getting so much value. Classic, he survived against the first wave, the first push, even though I don't think he should have. Thanks to Solo just standing in like 3 full storms. It was crazy. So Classic, he survived initially, but as you mentioned here, like, this space is just so open. The amount of Roach Ravager they can engage at once just because of how open it is insane. And now he Star steps in. Star steps in. Carrier goes down. Yeah, the base will fall. The base will fall. Diving on the High Templar. GG gets called, and Solar, he will take the series 3-0, becoming this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Congratulations to Solar, as he does claim the series does advance on and in first place. And again, a shout out to Classic for competing for the first time here. Some brutal games is what I will say. I will say some brutal maps. I mentioned earlier that there were some better maps in this map pool in regards to Classic trying to be more turtle heavy and work towards the end game, the late game. I mentioned at the start of the series that Classic has the best late game PvZ in the world, but he never got there. He never got there. He never got to late game. He never got up to 4-base saturation. It never happened here in this series. Solo was hyper aggressive, was able to punish Classic time and time again in game 1, game 2, and in game 3. All 3 of these maps did have more exposed 3rd and 4th bases. In all 3 maps, we saw that Solar did break through and did very well. GG. Referring to Tourmaline, referring to Celestial Enclave, and Ruby Rock as well. So again, there are more exposed bases, and we saw that Classic had a very hard time defending. Very hard time turtling. GG. GG, well played. Oh. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Solar, as he is going to be our champion this week. And again, really cool to see Classic competing for the first time. Again, he's never played in the Tuna Cup before. We've had players like Shin, Solar. We've seen Hero, of course, as well. Bunny, Creator, Byan, Cure. But for the first time, Classic. GG. And hopefully not for the last time. Hopefully this series against Solar doesn't deter him from playing and competing again. Hope to see more of him. Hope to see more. Again, when it comes to the maps, it's still very fresh. We have been showcasing these maps for a couple of months at this point, but it's finally hit the new season, the new ladder, of course. Now players are getting more experience on them as well, and they're going to be learning how to adapt to the new maps alongside them. If you want to hear us talk a little bit more in depth about the maps, I mean, we already did so a couple of months ago during the TLMC judging phase and the judging process. We went a little bit more in depth, likewise with the podcast as well. But yeah, we have some more extreme maps is what I will say. Like aggression is favored on Ruby Rock, on Tourmaline. Defense is going to be more difficult here on Celestial Enclave, for example. I can see a world where Classic defends on Celestial Enclave. If you remember, there were some mistakes here and there. We mentioned like the blink from Classic where he blinked into the army on Celestial Enclave. The same thing happened on Tourmaline, if you remember, where he blinked into the 4th base and he lost everything. He lost 7 Stalkers. Like there was some really rough decision making there from Classic, both on Celestial and on Tourmaline as well. Here on Ruby Rock, he was more humbled. He was trying to be more defensive, more turtle heavy, but again, the map was working against him there, and also didn't scout the mutas. They were a big part of that, dealing damage, distracting, while Sol was getting ready for his big push at the 3rd base. GG. GG, well played. Regardless with that, GG, congratulations, and we are going to be wrapping up here for the time being. Once again, if you want to support us, if you want to support this tournament series, you can do so via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. You can see here before you, we do stream on a daily basis, of course, and our tournaments like Sparkling Tuna Cup, Duckling Open, and Masters 1 Open, they're all funded via the Patreon. You can actually see our current Patreon goal just under the schedule, just under the graphic on my right. If you see it down there, we currently earn 588 USD a month via Patreon, and the next goal is at 670. And again, that all is going towards the prize pool of our tournaments, towards growing the events and having some bigger prize pools as well, eventually leading into a monthly finals. Would love to get there, would love to unlock it. Meanwhile, when it comes to the rest of our schedule, you can see that we do have a busy week, as always. RSL, we have the Revival StarCraft League. We're going to be casting that here on the channel. We did skip the group stage. We're not covering the group stage, but we are covering the playoffs, so that's going to be this coming week. We also have the Wardy TV Monday broadcast on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. The reason for this is we did miss last week. We did miss out last week on the Wardy TV Monday, so we're going to have some catch-up streams, and of course this week's Wardy TV Monday as well, so we're going to be catching up with those events. We have Big Star Cup, we have the Pondcast as well. The other big thing that we're going to be covering is Kung Fu Cup. Kung Fu Cup is currently live at the moment, and we're going to be catching up via replays, most likely next week, just because next week we have a little bit of a leaner schedule. So next week will be the Kung Fu Cup. This week is going to be Wardy TV Mondays and non-stop RSL. Oh boy, let's go. So again, that is going to be our schedule this week. Again, we cast at least on a daily basis or multiple times a day at some point. Thursday is going to be a little bit more intense here, but overall, hope you all enjoy yourselves. It's going to be a great week of StarCraft. Just catching up in the chat. Carrier has arrived. Yes, the one carrier did arrive towards the end. But otherwise, thanks for watching. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Again, there's a lot of StarCraft going on at once, with RSL, with Kung Fu Cup, with Wardy TV Royal, the Korean Royale, with Tuna Cup as well. It's a busy weekend. Busy weekend. Who do we raid? Good question. Here we go. Yo, we have to. He's live for the first time in a long time. Give him some love. Give him some love. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. If you want to support us, again, Patreon is the best place to do it. Otherwise, follow us on all the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things Cranky Ducklings. It is very late here in Australia. It's midnight. Gonna stay up a little bit longer to look after our bunnies, of course, and take care, everyone. Take care. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for some Wardy TV Monday action. That's going to be in 10 hours. In 10 hours time, we'll be live with some more StarCraft. Oh boy. See you then, baby. See you then. Till next time. Ciao, baby. Ciao. See you next time.